What do people think makes them look cool, but actually makes them look like a douchebag? I have a coworker who is the gift of gab and is very proud of his ability to give people false assurances while being extremely vague, essentially just bombarding them with words until they're satisfied. It's a useful trick, I suppose, but when you hear him do it in real time, you realize he's just a very good liar. People who tease guys for drinking girly drinks. If a guy wants to drink a strawberry daiquiri, let him drink it in peace. You know what is manly? Drinking whatever the fuck you want without giving a shit what people think. The ones who don't know how to get attention, so they start gossiping about everyone. And I'm like, I know your life is not interesting, but please have some respect for others and for yourself. This is very specific, but I once knew a bloke who, though he was cool for not liking Game of Thrones, which is fine, but would then post spoilers of it on social media along the lines of, I don't watch or care about Game of Thrones, but X died in the most recent episode, unlucky if you saw this. I fell victim of it once and I literally thought my blood was boiling. I was so angry. The lesson here is probably to stay off social media before you've seen the most recent episode of a show you love. But still, fuck that guy. Picking on weird kids. Vandalizing rocks, trees, etc. in parks and nature preserves. It takes you out of the experience when you're scanning a gorgeous landscape and your eyes land on Butthead plus Ding Dong Forever in bright colors. Endlessly talking and bragging about their private lives. Example: I had a real dick of a boss who once said, "Man, it wasn't yesterday I got laid with that woman after a customer left," which made me and my colleagues somewhat uncomfortable. He also talked about how his wife better show those TTs for everything he does. I'm not interested and I think it is super trashy to talk like that. Edit: he isn't my boss anymore. Handing a homeless guy a $10 bill and posting it on YouTube. Picking on someone in a group and trying to get everyone else to laugh at them. Not in a "hey, everyone's joking around" kind of way, and it being a nasty piece of work and embarrassing the person kind of way. People like this suck. Failing school does not inherently make you a douchebag, but bragging about it as if it's something that is cool isn't the best presentation of character either. Gatekeeping a music artist like they discovered them and are the whole reason for their success. Don't get me wrong, support the artist, but don't be that asshole that determines who is worthy of a common trend. Gatekeeping a fandom or hobby. You aren't a real fan of XYZ band if you started listening to them after this album. You're not a real beer drinker if you don't like IPAs. So in many schools due to COVID we can't leave the classroom during the break, and my classmates fucking love to make / watch TikToks on full fucking blast. They have been doing it for the last fucking year. Putting an insanely loud exhaust on a shit car and then accelerating to rev max on a 200-meter stretch of road before having to brake because otherwise you crash into the car in front of you, while listening to some shit hardcore or hardstyle music at a volume otherwise only experienced at festivals. Judging another person for their interests even if the other person's interests don't affect or hurt anyone else. The other day I had an acquaintance tell me how a friend of mine who likes to collect Funko Pops must be such a virgin even though the guy is literally married with a kid on the way. Driving around residential areas too fast in cars with really loud engines and those exhausts that go bang 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 all the time. They look like nothing other than inconsiderate assholes. Underestimating a person every time they try to talk. My ex did this to me and the amount of confidence I've lost is terrible. Still recovering after 3 years. Teasing someone when they gather guts to talk in a group and then laughing is useless. Cannot explain how badly it hurts. Edit. Thank you all for the lovely comments. I appreciate each one of you. Thanks for listening. Subscribe for more daily videos.